The topic of Korean slavery is a very foreign concept to many people, both Koreans and non-Koreans. But the long history of slavery in Korea, it's Koreans owning other Koreans, has been erased and trivialized in historical narratives over much of the 20th century. This erasure has been so successful that most Koreans today are surprised to hear that slavery was integral to the fabric of early modern Korean society. Today, I'd like to focus on anthology of popular stories, or yadam, production of which proliferated throughout the late Chosŏn period. In these tales, for the first time in Korea's long history of slavery, the slaves are rendered prominent and they become quote-unquote visible in the written text as proactive agents of history, albeit as literary characters. These compilation of short stories, often translated as folk tales, varied in subject matters ranging from the humorous to grotesque, some based on historical facts and figures, but mostly based on fictive imaginations. Tales of slavery, including the tale of runaway slaves and slave-owning elites attempt to recapture them, scatter around the anthology collection for one of the main subgenres within these texts. Late Chosŏn period was a time of change. After the devastating foreign invasion in late 16th and early 17th centuries, the Hideyoshi or the Injin War and the Manchu invasions, social and economic makeup of Joseon society was changing at its roots. The emerging merchant class was gaining economic and social power, slaves were running away in droves, and the Yangban elite's firm grasp over social control was slowly slipping away. It is my argument that proliferation of yadam anthologies was closely interlocked with this very changing social and cultural environment. At a time when the elite hegemony was being challenged on many fronts through rapid upward social mobility of the wealthy commoners and degradation of the Yangban status through sale of offices, these yadam anthologies became a symbolic product of the elites through which they articulated both their anxieties and desires. It is my contention that the elites attempt to maintain their cultural dominance through collecting, translating, and reproducing these anthologies. In circulating this set of conventional slave images through the yadam text, the elites codified their relationship to their slaves and in turn redefined and bolstered their role as the quote-unquote masters of slaves. Such social strategies of codifying slave-master relationships through the publication of slave manuals, slave records, and yet other forms of slavery narratives are commonly observed in the history of transatlantic slavery.